Hey, we're live. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's a Pontificators night. We are going to pontificate the hell out of some stuff. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to wait a little bit, get some people in here, wait for the rest of the Pontificators. So I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to do some talking. Hey, oh my gosh, I got to slow down. Lama Magante. Will Mike Lovins be a guest tonight? No. He's referring to a show I did the other day where I was talking about being stalked, and I was stalked by a guy named Mike Lovins. And so we did the whole show, had a ball just talking about it. I think you guys had a good time as well. And then somebody in the chat looked up Mike Lovins. They typed in his name, and all the things that I said were there in this guy. Like there's a profile, or there was a convention or something like that that he had attended. And so it said he was from Utah, all these different things, and that he had a comic book out. And so we found that and we showed it off on the live stream, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, he turned into a pretty decent artist. And so from stalker to artist, that's not bad, right? And it was really interesting. I had a lot of fun. You guys in the chat are always just amazing. Just stuff that happens just live. I'm really enjoying this. At first, I didn't think like live broadcasting and doing live streams was going to be that cool. I was a little nervous. I'm kind of like a solo guy. Like I just like drawing in my office and kind of being left alone. And so actually it was a little weird doing this live stream stuff at first, but now it's really good. And it's the only reason it's fun for me is because of you guys. I think is interacting with people in the chat and hanging out. You guys are absolutely hilarious, just quick-witted. I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. So let's say hi to everybody. Jam Creates, hello. Julie Pascal, is it Pascal? How are you? D Geek Art, hey Elizabeth, what's up, man? I've been good. Hope you have been as well. It was me. No, it wasn't you. Everybody's taking credit for being Mike Lovins. Oh, maybe it was you that brought up that Mike Lovins was a comic book artist and all that other stuff. So if that was you, thank you. We have the Normie Nerd. Hello, everyone. Need some Lovins. Oh, man, this is going to be a heckle chat. Very fun stream. Yeah, I had a ball. So before we get all the guys in here and everything, I think I'm going to do my due diligence. I always got to do this, because I need to make a living. I need to pay the rent. Yeah. So this is the reason for the season, you guys. This is Black and White Volume 2, Man versus Machine. In a world where law and order is often blurred to gray, justice can only be black and white. So look at this total, 94,498. We are $2 away from $500. This is killing me all day. Today I was like, man, we got to get one backer. We got to get one backer. So hopefully we can get one backer during this show, just to change that number into like 500 and something. I'm sure it'll make my wife feel better too, because she was like, that's weird, right? That's weird. It's $2 away. It is weird. And so we have 1,165 backers. Thank you guys so very much for supporting this campaign, for believing in me, and just kind of liking what I'm throwing down here with Black and White. Let's watch this video, shall we?
From RT Bear comes the exciting conclusion to the Black and White origin saga. 60 pages of pulse-pounding action. In a world where law and order Black and white. Man versus machine.
Yes, yes, please back us on Indiegogo. I would greatly appreciate that. And like I said, we are so close to that 500. That means we'll be halfway once we get that $2, one backer away. We'll be 500 away from 95,000, which is halfway. Well, 5,000 away from 100,000, you guys. That will be a milestone. I haven't done with one single campaign. Well, one Black and White one did 100K, but we did a second chance, and so if you combine those two, it was over 100K, which you guys said is acceptable. But this one, we have a chance to do it with this actual one active campaign, which will be absolutely amazing. I'll be floored at that moment in time. And the reason I haven't given a 100K stretch goal is because I'm trying to figure out something really, really cool to show my thanks to you guys and that kind of thing. So yeah, so the link is in the description, and so click on that, come by, check it out. We got the main cover, we got the Kenneth Rocafort variant, we have the Joe Bennett variant, fresh. I think this is first work after being canceled from Marvel. Yeah, he was canceled by his writer. His writer actually got uppity, said a bunch of crap, and Marvel, with like the weaklings they caved to the pressure, to the woke crowd. I don't even know if there was a woke crowd. I think it was just this one guy, and they fired him. They fired him. Absolutely insane. We live in a crazy, crazy world. But yeah, this is his first work after being let go at Marvel, and he did this black and white cover, which is fantastic. I'm so proud to have this cover in the campaign. Joe's a good friend. He's a good person, and I'm just amazed how these people can hurt somebody in such a horrible way, and then hide behind that they're being good people. Joe is a good person. I know him, and he would never try to hurt somebody. He'd never do what they did to him. I know that for sure. So anyway, support Joe, support me, support Black and White with this variant cover. We have the High Octane Adventure. This is Von Klaus writing based on a story idea that I gave him, and man, did he take that and run with it. He delivered a great out of the ballpark story, and we brought Pedro Ang. Animation is basically his background, and he came in and did these great animated versions of Black and White. And so my wife came up with the High Octane title. I was just like, oh, Black and White, animated adventures. And she goes, no, it's got to be cooler than that. So she came up with High Octane, and it's a High Octane story. I have a page or two that I'm going to show you guys in this live stream that Pedro just turned in. They look fantastic. And then we have volume 1, the second printing, in case you guys missed out on the first. We have the Grey Capullo variants. We have story page layouts. It's the only artwork that's available right now on the campaign. We are going to bring in original pages very, very soon. So if you are original artwork collector, like story pages, pencils and inks, 11 by 17 on Bristol board, then that will be your tier. And so you guys can check it out, click the link, and you can see all these stretch goals. So if you back it today, you will get each and every one of these stretch goals with your backing. So, and also don't forget, we have t-shirts. We have some cool t-shirts. You can add those on. We have the Inco t-shirts. So there's something for everybody here. So you guys click the link in the description and come by and grab a book. Be very cool, man. So wait. Oh, I didn't hit that button. So let me go back in the chat and see what everybody is talking about. Ba, 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 ba. Oh God, you guys are all over the place. Oh no, 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 no. It's Mike Lovins. It's not Lamagante. Lamagante. Uh, yeah, it's not him. Yeah, it's Mike Lovins. Yeah, and if you guys want to know what Mike Lovins is all about, click. It's the video before this. So after you see this live stream, go check it out. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And Mike went from stalker to comic book artist. He actually made it. We got Jeremy. What's up? Hello, hello, hello. We got Jam Creates. Hey, Art. Random question: have you ever tried to ink digitally? Excuse me. I sort of do. I do touch-ups. I do somewhat digital inks, but not like from start to finish. It's mostly just touch-ups and things like that. And I just do it in Photoshop with the mouse. I don't use a stylist or a Wacom tablet or anything like that. I do have one. A friend was nice enough to grab one for me. Everybody says once you learn it, it'll make your life a lot easier, but it's the learning curve that is just it just takes too much time. So I think 40 years logged in the business. I doing it traditionally, doing it the way I'm doing is a lot faster and more efficient for me. So I haven't. Although there are some really good digital inkers out there. There's some guys that actually can digitally ink and make it look just like it's traditionally inked. So I don't whatever gets the job done, and as long as it looks good, that's all I care about. Yes, D Geekart, get better. I think Andy Smith is sick too, so we should send some well wishes to Andy Smith, my professionals brother. So we need to get him well. Weird audio in the video. Oh, okay, but you guys can hear me good in this live stream, right? I hope. We got the real Steve Dye up post, the fake one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 3, 2, 1, pontificate. We're going to pontificate the hell out of you guys on this live stream. Let me say hi to everybody. All the audio is effed or just the audio and the video? Let me see. I got my microphone here, so hopefully you guys can hear me good. Bop, bop, bop. We got Mr. Von Stugel. Listen to the bandmade. Same here, D Geek Art. 6 figures, young lady. Yes, yes. From your Gante lips to the crowdfunding god's ears. 6 figures art. That's where he belongs. Thank you, and thank you, Danky Frankie, for the link in the description. I'm starting to see my Pontificator brothers showing up here, so we're going to go there. Marvel Disney is the woke crowd. Indeedy do. We got Mighty Joe. We got Son of Liberty Radio. I'm late watching Graham. Yeah, did Graham finish his live stream? I hope, because I don't like when we overlap. It's too much competition. Art, may I ask why you didn't continue at Image with black and white? The quick answer is the market crashed. The comic book market crashed. So between the miniseries to the ongoing series, my wife and I spent almost a year developing and putting together the ongoing. So we had 3 issues done, and then we solicited issue 1, and the numbers were really, really bad. They were worse than we thought they would be. So we really couldn't afford to stay in business. So we had just had our little one. So Amanda was just born. And so I needed a sure buck. So I went back to Marvel. So that's the long and short of it, why I left Image Comics. And also, like Extreme Studios and a lot of those studios, they were kind of imploding anyway. It was a good time to get out. Image didn't stay around very much longer after that anyway. What about they want to end people's lives? Yes, yes, yes. We got Comic Relief Crusader. Damn, caps lock. All right. Oh, this looks like a new name. AV8R Surge. Hey Art. Hey chat. Oh, here's the stalker bio. If you guys want to know more about Mike Lovins. Hey Matt Cisco. Hey Comics Relief Crusader. Ooh, Past Master Dan's in the house. Hit the like button, everybody. Yes. Oh, hear you fine. Good. Your audio is fine. Just the video. Okay. All right. Your mic is good. All right. I think we're caught up. Let's get Clint Helinsky in here and see what he's all about. What's up, my brother?
I'm all about booze, broads, and comic books, Sarge. Not necessarily in that order.
Would that be BBC? Isn't that like
yes,
broadcasting network?
They would probably be making a lot more money if that was their official slogan. But yeah.
Well, I think if they stopped adopting all this woke crap, because I'm not. What is it?
And maybe get a good doctor. I know I'm not a Doctor Who fan. I'm not a Doctor Who aficionado, but they've been raking the Doctor Who fans over the coals just as bad as Marvel and DC have been raking the comic book fans over the coals.
Right. And the thing is, like, I have some friends that are hardcore Doctor Who fans. They don't watch the show anymore. So, hey, mission accomplished.
Yeah, way to go. Way to destroy the small niche audience that you already had.
Like, for decades, the audience that you've had for decades, way to poo-poo all over them. I don't know. I always start talking about poo-poo when I get you on, Clint. Monkeys throwing poop.
I'm sure it's just purely coincidental.
It is purely coincidental. Hey, let's get some of the heavy lifting before we get everybody else in. I know you have something that you want to share.
Oh yeah, we can. It is up and running. I wasn't sure to launch it live on the show. I figured I kicked it up. So Slave Girl. Here, let me share it. So then
because I don't have the tab.
Yep. No, let me pull it up here. A little bit of internet kung fu here, which I'm so good at. It's funny how us old white hair guys are like, yeah. Let's see which Chrome tab.
That's why I panic, like when people in the chat say, we can't hear you very well. Just stuff
no, me too.
I'm like, oh, I don't know how to fix this.
Yeah, no, me too. And it's like, we're doing pretty damn good. I hit 50 last fall, and you were an old pro. So
I have a decade ahead of you. So let's get Pedro in real quick so we can
Pedro.
Hey guys.
Pedro's the young buck.
No, I'm 48. I don't know.
You're a kid.
Okay, cool. I'm the kid.
You're practically a kid.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I found out the other day, Clint, that Pedro didn't go bald because of age. He actually shaves his head. Like, he could have a full head of hair. Look at that.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's a fashion statement for him.
Yeah. If it was as hot and humid as where I am,
exactly.
I'd be shaving my head too, man.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
You don't need extra sweat. It's and I'd gladly shave my head. It warmed up today. It was 9 degrees.
Ouch.
Yeah, I saw a kid. I was going to pick up groceries, and I saw a kid ride his bicycle up to the liquor store today
to get his boot.
It was 9 degrees and windy, so that means the wind chill factor was probably below zero.
Yeah, nice. So the kid was riding his bike to get his booze and his porno mags.
Yeah, booze and porno mags. You drink enough liquor so you stay warm enough to ride your bike home. Is what it is. It's like if you make it to the liquor store, you know you're going to live because you can drink enough liquor to get back home. Yeah. If you don't make it to the liquor store, you're going to probably freeze to death.
I like that we have like little Timmy's whole backstory that we just right here.
I haven't seen a porno mag in years.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, well, the internet killed the porno mag.
I know.
Oh, and I saw what was one of the girls next door chicks like just shoveling dirt on Hefner's grave, where she was coming out saying like, "Oh, he's a freak," and it's like all of those girls signed up for that. It's like none of those girls walked into that blindly with Hefner. You were
like they didn't know
fame. It's like, oh, the 70-year-old guy wanted to have a bunch of hot blonde 20-year-olds around him.
Yeah, it's like those women that were yelling foul with Bill Cosby. I'm not excusing anybody's behavior.
Well, I wouldn't put those.
When you go up to a guy
who was actually drugging them without their knowledge.
Yeah, but they still went up.
Oh yeah, they were all of those girls were looking. Yep. Yeah, all those girls were looking for a leg up in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, just to get them up there, they should have known better.
Yeah, Hefner wasn't like. There was no like, oh, we're just gonna go up and hold hands and talk about your career. Like all those girls knew what they were gonna do.
Yeah, there was just the grotto that was just laden with Hep C.
Yeah, I would not have put one toe in that pool, man.
I saw that grotto like in 80s video quality. It was grainy, but it looked nasty anyway. Like, how would that look at 180p?
If you were
like
probably
4K.
If you were one of those Hollywood guys in the 80s and 90s and you swam in that pool, you probably have zero fear of COVID right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like you're like if you're still alive, you're impervious to everything.
Yeah, exactly. This is like baptized in Coke and into the pool. Yeah.
Yeah, if you live through all of that stuff, you can live through anything.
Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. Playboy Mansion grotto disease. I just found an article. It says, this is legendary. The grotto, the Playboy Mansion's famous enclave pool, is the site for many spontaneous germs and disease. Apparently, in 2011, over 100 partygoers reportedly contacted Legionnaire's disease.
Oh my God.
Legionnaire's disease.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit.
That's from like the 1900s.
Yeah,
late 1800s.
That's something like Napoleon.
When there were legionnaires.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow. We came back from Russia. We came with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
We marched across deserts and Alps and mountains, and we came back with this disease. We swam in Hef's pool for 30 minutes, and we came back with this disease.
And maybe had a martini.
Yeah,
that was the drink at the time.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, so they're good and drunk. You know what? I'm trying to download one of these images, and they're all securely locked.
No,
they show the grotto all jacked and stuff. There's an image that I was trying to download. It says environmental sampling. Like they get into the whole grotto.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Dave Brink in the house.
Oh, here we go.
Buddy from Denmark.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, oh shoot. Yeah, I just found the grotto. I downloaded a bunch of other crap.
And that's the ultimate challenge is like, it's bad for you, but you're drunk on a Saturday night at the Playboy Mansion. Like, who is not waiting in there? It's like a couple of cocktails in and a bunch of blonde bimbos.
Yeah, okay.
You know it's bad news, but
yeah, just imagine this is really dark in there. There's maybe one light source, and there's just people just whizzing and having sex. In this pool.
And smoking Newports or something like very nasty.
Everybody's smoking Newports.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, well, this is where everybody gets sick. I guess oh my! There's a little bed over here in the left corner. Do you see that?
Of course.
Oh my God!
No.
Oh.
You need something out of the water because water is not conducive.
Especially, isn't like hot water? It just probably the disease just spreads.
Yeah, it's like It's like a soup, like a promoter soup of everything. Everything's cooking, including you.
Yeah, Jam Creed says, can we rename Hep C to Hep C?
Yep.
I think that would be fine. Keep Hef's name in the proper light.
Yeah.
I'm my God.
I'm sure that dude was taking antibiotics all the way till the end.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, yeah. Okay, Shadowhawk backs says a couple drinks, couple lines, a bit of ecstasy, and let's see where it goes.
Yeah, that's how it starts. Then, yeah.
That leads to nothing but good things.
Let me do this real quick. Jerry Roscoe, Art Check the Campaign. I just backed it. Love what you're doing and the support you're giving to all indie creators out there. Speaking of support, you guys, we have not forgot. We're gonna put the spotlight on Clint in just a minute.
Oh yeah.
I gotta do this.
We got time for everything, Art. We're just getting started.
Oh yeah.
We're getting this party crazy. And Pedro brought his guitar.
Nice.
Yeah,
that was a nice riff there.
Was that Kickstart My Heart? Is that the riff that you were playing?
Yeah, the thing's like we're going to have we need 80s music just
Yeah, my heart, kickstart my heart. I wonder how many people died in that grotto. All right, let's go. Okay, so it's 94,498. I said what a shame it was that we we're just $2 away from 500. So let's see what Jerry got us to. Drum roll, please.
All right.
Nice.
Oh my
God. You are
God.
so close to 100K, man.
Yeah. Now, what is it? 5,425. Is that right? Yeah.
There you go. Yep. There you go.
Something like that. So thank you so much, Jerry.
5,425.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. All right. So thank you so much, Jerry. That was very cool. The book is going to rock. Before we go to Clint, just since you did that, I'm going to show off a little bit of thumbnail.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So this is the next panel. So I kind of get into a little bit too much detail sometimes. But,
no, never too much detail.
Yeah,
not with your inking.
So yeah,
that's gorgeous.
And then this is
awesome.
You can't see I didn't draw the figures in or the car in yet, but this is kind of a background shot.
Nice.
Yeah,
that looks beautiful, man.
Dude, the debris, man. What the hell?
Yeah, so just have some fun with markers. Sometimes I don't know when to stop, but.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of crowdfunding is it gives you the ability to just go hog wild on the art. Just put in every detail and spend. And this allows artists to be what they want to be and give out the best product that they can. So that's a fantastic aspect of all of this.
I'm loving it. It's freedom for the first time in 40 years, almost 40 years. I'm just kind of drawing for myself almost. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this thumbnails. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And as long as there's support, as long as it looks great, why not?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're not worried about just cranking through something to hit a deadline or something. It's
all right. We got Slave Girl from Planet X. What's this?
The Slave Girl from Planet X. The next big CG hit is here. This is nice. I like it.
Preach.
Wait. We gotta bring Pedro in. Pedro, do you got a guitar intro for Slave Girl from Planet X?
Just go for it. Anything's good.
Let me see something.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Jeez.
Back Slave Girl now.
That is freaking awesome. Holy shit, man. That was awesome.
That was cool, man. That was cool.
Yeah, dude, I love the name, man. Like Slavery from Planet X sounds like a B like late 70s
totally.
movie. Yeah, dude, I love it.
What I was shocked about was nobody had used it yet for a comic book.
Mm.
It's like such an obvious name, like the slave girl Leia connotations to it, Star Wars, all of that stuff. I threw the Planet X in there for make it a little bit more like that sci-fi angle, but like nobody had really used that for a comic book, and I'm like, this is gold. Every once in a while, I have one bright idea. So
well, you know what? I was just thinking about this. The Planet X seems like a very Ed Wood thing, but the Slave Girl, I was just when you were saying that, because I think even like Disney and Star Wars is like kind of pulling
they're getting back
the Slave Girl Leia stuff. So the cool thing is, man, you're claiming it as your own. So this is
nobody's coming after me.
Yeah, if it was Disney, it would be called like Fire Spray Girl.
Yes, exactly.
That's what they're going. The Slave One.
Yeah, God forbid Slave One gets mentioned or any of that stuff. So
you can't say Slave One anymore either, right?
Yeah, no. Like all the SJWs have actually helped me into a title that I can claim for my own. But yeah, just a fun idea. Like all of my stuff, this is fun action comics with a hot girl. And the fun thing about Slave Girl is this is set in the same universe as Pirate Queen. And so this is building up on top of it, and if you haven't gotten the Pirate Queen stuff, you still can through this campaign. Planet, it is not quite X-rated, but I would say it's definitely R-rated. There is nudity in this. The Slave Girl has a little trouble, difficulties. She runs into some problems. She might lose an article of clothes here or there. So this is rated R, definitely. But fun R, action R, hot girl R. So you're going to get all that kind of stuff that you're kind of maybe curious about the Slave Girl. You're going to find out all those aspects of her. So, but the main thing is action, fun, beautiful hot chick. It's like an action movie from the 80s where, maybe some girl loses her top here or there. Actually, in Slave Girl... Well, she gets in a group of slave girls. Maybe
even better.
Let's play the video and that'll.
Wait! Is the sequel going to be called Slave Girls?
There's since she is set in the Pirate Queen universe, the sequel is actually Slave Girl versus Pirate Queen. So that is coming up for me and Mandy down the line. So like everything is building. Like none of these things are short-sighted. Like all of the books that I'm releasing right now, they're building on top of each other. So and I want to make sure that everybody can get the earlier books, so those are available in the campaign also.
Well, I have to ask you: is there going to be mud involved with the Pirate Girl, Slave Girl crossover? Mud, as in wrestling.
Oh,
or oil. It could be oil too.
Or oil, yeah.
I would say there's some wrestling and there's some tugging. Maybe there's a pillow fight. There's all the options are open. There's
Jam Creek has a great idea. Like if you can pick up his comment.
Yeah. Who is it?
Jam Creates.
Oh, Jam Creates.
R-rated.
Wait!
Final battle in the grotto.
Genius. That's genius.
I can see that. And Hef could be the referee.
Yeah. Pepsi Planet.
Yeah. Ghost Hef.
Yeah.
Ghost Hef could be the referee.
Nice.
So Clint said boobs when he introed.
I know my target audience. I don't beat around the bush. I might beat on the bush, but I don't beat around it.
You don't beat on the bush, around the bush.
It's all bad.
Okay, well, you guys, this is a pre-launch. This is a sign-up page. So the
sign-up page costs you nothing, but it's going to give you all the information about the campaign. It's also going to give you. This worked very well for me with the Blue Bombshell. I'm going to have a secret discount tier for the guys that sign up for the sign-up page. And it's just a way of me thanking all the guys who are backing me, all the fans out there of my work, and giving you a little bit of extra bonus there. So nothing to sign up, and it just gives you all the information. So definitely just throw your email on there, and I'll keep you updated on everything that I'm doing.
Clint, do you have a date for the launch, Clint?
What's that?
Do you have a date for the launch? Right
now, I'm leaning right now. I would say right at the middle of April is when I'm thinking about launching. Awesome. I'm listening to spring 2022. So, and then I have to wrap my head around that it's 2022 right now.
Yeah.
But right around the middle of April, and that's the hard thing, is trying to figure out what you can fit in. Because I've got something else for you. I actually pulled a little bit of a lower lumbar, and I don't know if you can see it, but all the boxes here, it's all Blue Bombshell. So Blue Bombshell, like I've got a lot of stuff going on, but Blue Bombshell is shipping out right now as we speak.
Awesome.
So that's kind of why I'm comfortable with launching the sign up for Slave Girl, is because I got the other cover around here too. Like my studio is just stacked with boxes of shipping stuff right now. It's too shiny, but yeah, well, good. Multiple covers of Blue Bombshell. So yeah,
the book is done. So you guys, the link to Pirate Queen 2 is in the description, but the link for the new Slave Girl book for the pre-launch is not. So
it'll be when I show the video, they can like click on or whatever. However that works.
Frankie put it in the chat as well. But I wanted to get this. I got a few questions here. Shadowhawk said, Art, are the Keshi figures up yet? No, they are not. The black and white, or the black figure, is done, but the white figure is still in sculpt phase. So we do have molds for the black figure, but we don't yet for the white figure. So those will be going up soon, and I'll keep you guys informed, because that's going to be.
I saw the mold for black. It looked awesome.
They look great, man.
Like all the gear and everything, man, they made it so detailed. He looked kick-ass.
Yeah, that's Eric Huffles. So
Eric's awesome.
And then Shadowhawk says, congrats, Art. You always get a fish. Well, thank you. And then there's another question. No, it's such a shame Art is at 425, or he's 425 from 95. So, there's a chance we can do this. So if you guys want to back a great book of black and white, could still use some support here. So thank you, Sons of Liberty. And then the Comic Relief Crusader says, I wish I knew of black and white being back sooner. I would have loved getting Volume 1. Well, Volume 1 is in this campaign. It's the second printing, but it is available in this campaign. So let me go there real quick just to show you, just in case it wasn't clear before, what the book looks like. All right, here we go. All right, so here's the campaign. This right here is the cover to Volume 1. So this is Volume 1 second printing. So it has a different cover on it than the original Volume 1 did. So you can get this as an add-on with other books, or you can get it separately, or you can get it with some of the different tiers, the different groupings. So there it is, alone, and then you can get it in the featured perk. So there you go. So thanks you guys so much for the support. And while we're promoting, hey Pedro.
Yes.
Do we have tropical magics?
Yes, sir, we do.
Tropic
tropical magics.
It is tropical magics.
Yeah.
Hey Art, I put the link to the sign up for Slave Girl in the private chat, so I don't know if that'll help you share it or not.
Okay, yeah, I'll grab it and I'll put it in there.
Just go here.
Thank you, Frankie is pretty good at that stuff too.
Oh yeah.
There you go. There's in the private chat. Yeah, but thank you, Frankie. Got me a beat too.
All right. So I just put up the Slave Girl Indiegogo.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back to private chat.
This shows you the energy that's going on in CG right now, because we can't even get to the topics because we got too many comics coming out right now. Like literally, we got topics to talk about and like stuff to bitch about and some nonsense or whatever. But like, there's so much energy in CG creation right now, like the comics. The fun that everybody's having with it. Like, we can't even get to bitching about what's going wrong with the comic book industry because there's too much going right with CG.
Yeah, and we will get into the whole Eminem stuff. That's going to be one of the topics. What I want to do, you guys, is usually we talk these things to death, but what I'm thinking is we could just do a rapid fire topic, talk about it, and then go to another one. So I was thinking, we can do Eminem's. We can do. I want to do Peter Dinklage because I just think it's hilarious. I think it's so freaking hilarious.
Pedro wants to tell you all about his Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like the new DC debacle with basically killing off the Justice League. And maybe some Mark Brooks nonsense. I don't know.
Mark Brooks is the gift that keeps on giving. God bless him.
Yeah.
Keep being outraged. Just keep being outraged and Mark Brooks, God bless him. He's angry.
He's an angry comic book artist. Let's watch this video. That didn't go well.
Y llegó la que tenía que llegar. Lo que forma de pega y donde te ponen a gozar. Lo que pone la calentura lista para que se convence.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great, Pedro. Hey, Pedro.
Thank you. Yep.
You got to let me ink you on like one of those covers or something.
Oh yes. We spoke that. We spoke about that, and I'll be honored. For.
I think it'll be great. Yeah,
you do ink art?
A little bit.
Yeah.
You dabble.
I've been known to throw down some ink. So Pedro, what's the concept, real quick?
So basically, it's Cheech and Chong meet Mad Max. Two guys who are basically handymen, but they are magic users. They took part in a war that didn't go well. The world doesn't trust them. They can't find a job, so they make a construction company to make ends meet. And this is where the story starts. So when adventure comes for them, they're just looking for a payday. It's like, hey, I got kids to feed. I got to pay rent. I need food. And it's this like world changing event they're in the middle of, but they don't really care. It's like, dude, you're gonna pay us, right? So that's the first story. And I'm taking inspiration from a lot of of movies I've seen, like Kurosawa, The Hidden Fortress. If you're into what inspired George Lucas to do Star Wars, well, The Hidden Fortress informed my story, but then I permeated with a little bit of like 80s sitcom. It has a lot of like Mad Max, like Australian like stunts and whatnot. So it's a project I enjoyed writing, and I sincerely hope you guys enjoy reading it.
I get a little Rick and Morty vibe just because of the like locales and like all the crazy stuff that's like popping up, and the guys are like in and out of danger. Just that kind of like that action, that vibe, and there's nothing wrong with Rick and Morty. So
no, not at all. I actually love the fact that you call Rick and Morty, because I love the first 3 seasons of Rick and Morty, even though it's not important in my story. It's good to be put next to it. So
yeah, it's got
Rick
that
and
vibe.
Morty, Rick and Morty pissed me off because
Yeah.
maybe a decade before that, I was pitching Chrono Mechanics and I was making all the rounds, Warner Brothers, all these places. And so they were asking me very specific things about the technology and the time travel, right? And so I just said, whatever's funny at the moment. I said, we do have some basic rules, but we can contradict those for a laugh. And they're like they wanted like these hard and fast rules, right? And then you watch Rick and Morty. Holy shit! They
there's no rules.
Down, then they break the rule. Like they're all over the place, and I'm like, shit, that's what I wanted to do with Chrono Mechanics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Pedro's got like a great like an animation I guess training, right? Your training is mostly
Yes, sir. I'm an animator by trade. I've been animating for 20 years now, but I'm mostly done advertising. So like doing movies and whatnot has not been part of that. Because I live in a country that there's no industry. There's mostly just ads. And we've been working for agencies for a long while, but looking back, I only see tuna cans and diapers. So I need to make something of my own, and that's why I'm here with you guys.
Yeah, and this is Pedro's introduction to comic books right here. So Pedro did some great drawings of black and white in his animation style, and so I had to create like some way to get him in front of an audience. So we're working on this black and white high octane animated adventures, and so this is Pedro's newest page right here. This is fantastic. So if you guys are looking for a cool book to back, the High Octane Adventures is really it's a lot of fun. Von Klaus is the writer, and this is some of the artwork right here. And so this is another one of the pages here. So Pedro is just knocking it out of the ballpark. So I am so flattered that he's doing this. It's so cool to see your characters drawn by somebody different and interpreted in a different style. So good, you guys. So once again, Black and White is in the description. The link is there. So if you want, go buy, back a book. So should we get into the topic?
Yeah, we should.
Can we do the video for Slave Girl first? We haven't showed that.
Yeah, we haven't showed that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Is this it here?
Yep. I think if you click watch video, it should just pull up. Hopefully.
I can't do it. It's on.
Okay, it's on mine.
Yeah.
No problem.
There we go.
Yeah, go full screen.
I want to make it go full screen if I can make it go full screen.
Yeah, you can. Or you should be able to.
Why is it not?
Maybe you have to reload the page. Oops. Yeah, there you go.
Here, let me just scroll down a little bit.
Slave Girl.
There we go.
Oh my god. This is like a slightly different style.
I have a million styles.
And I dig that little thing flying around.
Yeah.
I got my little special effects.
Yeah.
Like
nice particle system there. Yeah.
Like in Pirate Queen, where you get the fart coming out of her butt.
Yeah. There's all kinds of farts going on.
All right. Well, let's blast the Mars, candy company. Yeah, and get into this thing. Like, let's just keep in mind. Let's put this in context, okay? This is a candy for children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Candy for children. It's not meant to be, anything more than that, and what, like, you snack on it maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, however long it takes a kid to ravage, a bag of, of M&Ms. Hey, Joe, what's up, man? We're talking about M&Ms.
M&Ms.
Joe.
I love M&Ms. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, M&Ms has gone woke. The Mars company has gone woke yet again, because this is the same company that brought you the witch, the Halloween Twix ad. Remember that with the
that was
boy
creepy.
dressed like a girl or whatever the hell.
Oh God, they want those ESG dollars, and they'll sell out anything they have to do.
What's going on, Shadowhawk? Yeah, they do. It's
You're
talking about the green M&M, right? The green M&M can't be a chick anymore or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They took the go-go boots off and put them in sneakers or something like that.
Non-binary green.
Yeah, and then
I don't know who it was. Somebody posted a cartoon where the green M&M had like cracked her bottom half off, and she had like a big chocolate cock.
What?
Like the orange M&M was looking at her, and she's like, "I told you I've got nuts."
Oh,
I was like, okay.
Dude, the thing is, like, the last thing I want to be thinking about when having M&Ms, it's sex.
Yes.
Because the motto is it's melts in your mouth, not in your hands. It's like, nah, dude.
Well,
also like it was kind of a cute novelty, right? They gave personality to something you eat, which, by the way, if I was at the pitch meeting and they pitched that to me, I go, we want kids to eat these things. If they like them and you gave them personalities, now you're eating them. It's like, you remember that SNL skit? It's like for some chicken takeout place, and they gave the personality to the chicken. It's like, that's good chicken, and it's like this chicken floating around, and then they show them behead the chicken and all that.
I remember that.
Yes, chicken and all that stuff. It's like, oh no, that's whatever the chicken is. That's my favorite, little mascot character. So they spent this time. They created these characters, around the different colors, and so it was like a novelty. It was like, okay, no one really had too much of a problem with that. Before you'd go see a movie, didn't they do something like the M&Ms were hostage? And then they had to cut the red wire or something like that.
Yeah. I remember that one too.
That was actually, they did some good marketing with that stuff. So I'm not quite sure why they want to come in and mess that all up now. I mean, I know why. Like Clinton said, it's the
ESG dollars, but it's like this is all a fad. Like, it's weird to think about. But this is like hair metal. This is like tie dye. This is but it's like it's a social movement.
Yeah, but
that
not
we're
even
all stuck in the middle of.
Yeah, but hair metal sold records. You know what I mean? At a time,
that's a good point.
But this is like the opposite of that, because it's like the liberal version. It's the communist version. It's like let's oppress everything. Let's put let's clamp everything down because it's about control. But it is like a cultural kind of thing right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, I got to go back. It was called Cluckin' Chicken.
Cluckin' Chicken. I remember that.
The SNL skit.
I mean, the problem is that they're accessing these funds, but that is artificial investment. You have to behave some way.
It's puritanical. It's everybody step under our rule.
Well, but it's not really sustainable because those funds are going to go out at some point. And
people are going to get sick of being pushed down.
Mm-hmm, yeah. There's two things that bug me about this. Is one, okay, is the Mars company, are they just not selling candy that they have to go after ESG money, or is that just greed? You know what I mean? Like,
it's greed. I guarantee it's just greed.
Well, it's also
M&Ms are selling the same amount now as they were 10 years ago, as they were 20 years ago. Like, every once in a while, you want to bag an M&Ms. They're always there. Like M&Ms, I don't think fluctuates by the market.
Right, that's what I was thinking too.
The people who are eating M&Ms now are the same people who are eating M&Ms 10 years ago.
I also think it's follow the leader. I mean, all these big 100%. Businesses are doing it. So everybody is going to start jumping in because I think that's the way to go, and they think that's what people want. And there's not enough. The problem is there is not enough pushback. You know, there's people like us that will talk about it, but the majority of people will just see it on TV and they'll just ignore it and go about their lives. You know, so these companies will keep on doing it because there isn't a big pushback. Once people start voting with their dollars when it comes to stuff, but you know, everybody's going to still buy M&Ms. You know, this isn't going to change.
It takes time for that to like kind of filter in of like who's buying. Oh, so all of a sudden sales are down. Right. That can take a little bit of time. Plus, you've got a bunch of marketing people that are 20 and 30 years old and that have been raised in a generation of social justice.
Yep.
And like they look at this as like this is the world they grew up in. We're all thinking of a world from 30 years ago instead of the world from the last 15
right.
years.
Well, that was my second thing. My second was
the Bassomatic.
The moral authority. Like who made Mars the moral authority? Like they, you know, they're the ones that are gonna like arbitrate you know, what is right and what is wrong. Like you know, they're gonna go out like it's a fucking piece of candy. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
There is nobody at that company that cares one way or another about it's just a marketing strategy and a way to get through the next week and keep their job for a lot of these people.
And get them bonuses. Yeah.
It's just virtue signaling. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's insane to me because it's like what comics is doing in a lot of these other things. It's like you could potentially be damaging your brand. You know what I mean? Like you could be doing this. And also like you guys are going to be the moral authority from what I've been hearing. It's been coming out since they've done this is that they are using children like slave labor.
Oh yeah. There's a big thing about Hershey's, Nestle's, and one of the other big chocolate things where, like in South America, you can probably pass this over to Pedro. Pedro,
it is newsflash. The thing is, like, where they grow cacao, which is basically like the cocoa plant, it's in the middle of the mountains. There's not enough labor. Like, there's not enough like adults to harvest. Like, they use kids.
Yeah.
So it's not that black and white. Back at it in the go-go. It's not that black and white. The things like you don't have enough population in those areas to get the people working. So yeah, morally it's reproachable, but there's not much to do about it. Because if not, the cacao will not be picked up. So I think Mars should just shut the hell up, you know, because they have no leg to stand on, really.
Yeah, don't draw attention to yourself and just let the status quo because I saw those storylines of child labor for the chocolate companies, and it's like,
well, as soon as you start putting yourself on that pedestal, people are going to scrutinize you in a way that they never were before. Yep. So that's the thing about doing this stuff. Unless your house is clean, unless you're taking care of all business, and there's no sins that are coming from your direction, then maybe you can do this stuff. Otherwise, man, just fly under the radar. You know, do fun stuff that people like. Keep it superficial. It's a piece of candy after all, and it's just for kids.
And not only that, like if you want to do something good, for example, like you use child labor in Peru, grab those funds where you're doing that campaign to make like the transvestite M&M, and use those funds to build them a proper school to the kids in Peru. That would be way better.
Filter it back to the people that are building you up.
Yeah, pay them a fair wage. You know, don't exploit them. But you know what? I mean, what do you expect from somebody that's going to do that? A corporation that's going to do that. You expect like a superficial woke kind of.
Literally, this is probably like one upper executive saying, "Oh, we could get this money from ESG if we make some of the M&Ms a certain like diverse group." And that was literally the thought that was put into it.
Yeah, and the motive is like, I need a new yacht or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Frivolous like that.
Well, that everything's got to represent something too. I mean, if you look at just characters in video games like Sonic and Knuckles, Knuckles is supposed to represent the black community. I don't know who just decided that, but that's what it is. And people get behind that. So now you got the M&Ms have to represent whoever. So I think that's what they're doing now. You just see them with characters, especially the non-human characters or whatever. Now you can designate whatever you want.
I'm looking for the fat white M&M that represents me, but that it's like oversized M&M, so I can just kind of like chew on that M&M for a while. Like you get one in every bag, but it's like 3 or 4 sizes times bigger than the rest of the M&M.
That would be so problematic.
You just your 2 hands on that M&M and just gnaw on it for a while.
Well, I have a question. Does M&M still have? They used to have 2 brown M&Ms. They had like a light brown and a dark brown.
They used to, yeah.
Really?
Still have them.
Yeah.
We're old, Joe.
And the light brown M&M did not like the dark brown M&M.
That's where I was going. Yeah, like
racist, man. Racist.
Racist.
Racist M&Ms.
You know, because dark skin, you know, they
like, ooh, use dark, boy. I don't like it.
Oh man.
It's like you know what? I mean, at best, you know, you're giving a nice snack to a kid for, you know, a couple minutes of their lives. You know, also there's no nutritional value to what you're creating. So if anything, you know, also you're creating something that's probably leading to, you know, diabetes.
I think
Probably.
I think the brownie M&Ms are healthy for you.
Stop.
Like I think they're like. I mean, I've ate a bunch of the brownie M&Ms. I think they're like low calorie. As far as I know, I think they're pretty good for you.
Low calorie chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was there was one, it was a scare, and you probably know this, Clint, since you're old. Well, actually Pedro will too. It wasn't there a color that gave you cancer? Was it the green?
Oh well, yeah, there was something about that. They always did like the scare tactics on certain. Well, green made you horny was the big thing. Like the green M&Ms that made you horny. So
yeah, the green M&M made you cancer, and the green M&M character is a woman. So
what are you coming together?
I'm just saying.
Coming together.
Women are
I'm just saying that's what Mars saying.
Mighty Joe says red.
Red.
Yeah, it's probably red. I don't remember the cancer thing specifically, but there was always like certain colors meant certain things. So you wanted to give any girls around green M&Ms because
you don't want that. That's crazy. So is the red M&M still in the bag? Do they still have it?
Those are my favorite.
I think so.
Yeah, I can find it. But the thing is, like, those things are from the time where you would like spin your records backwards to hear the voice of Satan. Remember, like,
that was
back
the
in
Kiss
the 80s.
comics.
Yeah,
or the Kiss album.
Last 70s, like 80s music.
It was the Kiss album that Art stole from the convenience store after he shot the cashier and took the bag of M&Ms.
I shot that guy in the face, man. I made it personal.
He was asking for it.
Screw him.
Bam! Give me my Kiss album. So like I said, we're gonna do some rapid fire here. So Joe just came in a little late, but
what's up?
Just rapid fire like topics. So Clint's gonna take the lead on the newest Mark Brooks.
Mark Brooks, God bless his soul.
Yeah.
Like he is the new Mike S. Miller. I mean, like I think deep in his heart he thinks he's doing God's work or something, but literally he's just lining the pockets of Shane and Malin and EVS. It's like, and God bless him for it. You know, it's like bring more attention to CG, do our work, advertise for us. Thank you, Mark Brooks. You are one of God's children, and I love you. There
was no sarcasm, by the way.
I like Mark Brooks. Like, I think he thinks he's coming from the right place, where I think a lot of liberals think they're coming from the right place, but it's like, it's comic books, dude. Chill the fuck out. And like his art, like he doesn't need to color everybody like they got spray tan to the umpth degree. He's an okay artist. I like his art, but like his coloring, he needs to get a different colorist. Like he spray tans everybody in his, and he only does covers. Like that's kind of a joke. You're not J. Scott Campbell. You're not Adam Hughes. Okay, I know you think you are, but do interiors. Like do a whole book. You're not that good. You're kind of like sitting on a pedestal right now for Marvel, but it's more because of your politics than your talent.
How many full books has he done?
Oh, I don't follow. He hasn't drawn a whole book in a decade.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah, like he's a name I know, but I never really followed him. So
he's kind of one of those guys who got in there and he played the game and rose to the top and like made buddies with the right guys. But his success is a lot more of his schmoozing than his talent. He's an okay artist, not a great artist. Like he's not a J. Scott Campbell. He's not an Adam Hughes. He's not a like variant covers guy only. He's like an okay regular artist.
I like his pencil and ink work. I never really cared for his color work. Like when he colors
he should have somebody color
it's
him.
really kind of muddy and it's not well done. Like the people, their skin tones look a little unhealthy and things. I do think he's a really talented artist, and
he's a good artist.
I do prefer his his interiors, his pencil and ink stuff. But like the first time I saw his work was on an X-Men trade, like an Ultimate X-Men trade, and he did the cover. And I'm not kidding, and I'm not trying to throw shade, but I remember seeing the cover, and I'm like, like there's Mark Bagley worked on some of these stories, Dave Finch, Adam Kubert, me. Why Mark Brooks? Why did Mark Brooks get the cover to this book? You know what I mean?
That's a guy playing the editors behind the scenes for
I would say who apparently.
It's who you know and who your politics line up with.
So are you saying that he's really good buddies with CB?
He and CB, yeah. I'm not gonna say anymore. Yeah. I could say some real yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I remember when CB got hired at Marvel. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was like, oh man, kiss much butt. That guy, like there's sometimes you can meet people and you instantly know, like, oh my god, that guy's an ass.
There's people in the industry who are, and it's with any industry, they have more talent at climbing the social ladder than actual talent for doing what the business is about.
Well, I don't know if you guys have ever met anybody. We're all artists here, and chime in, but that are more interested in pursuing the next job than they are doing the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for them, like the thrill is like schmoozing and getting that person to say yes, and then they sit down and they hack it out, and then they go to the next schmooze. So have you met like talent like that before, you guys?
Well, I mean, just the guy who left DC. I mean, that's exactly who he was. The
Daniel Cherry.
And I mean, a lot of the upper executives, that's part of the game is playing it to the next gig. You don't necessarily care about comics, but comics is like a media that they're part of. And it's a stepping stone to the next thing.
Yeah. Let me read this. Jem Creed says, I had a chance to meet Mark Brooks once. I turned it down. I met RT Bear once. I went to a convention just to meet him. Cool guy. Well, thank you so much. I was really nice to Mark Brooks. I forget, it was in the South. I did a convention. I was sitting right next to him. And usually like I have to eat lunch at these cons. Like I always make it a point to get up, even if there's a line or whatever, I'll get up. I got to get something. And so usually when I get up, I'll ask whoever's around me if I can get them anything, or I'll just bring them back something. And I did for Mark. Like I bought him lunch and I brought it back to him. And I mean, we had a good time. We had a good show. But there is kind of like this underline where you kind of get this feeling like they're better than you. Like there's just this vibe that's there. So, I think it's just like we all have those survival instincts. Like you kind of judge people and you go, well, I think this guy would be a good ally, or this guy would be out to hurt me or whatever. And so instantly I was kind of like, I don't think I'd ever be this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're ever be any closer than this time.
Mark Brooks actually got me a gig.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like nice. I was talking to him at like a Chicago Wizard Con or something back in the Wizard days, and he was working for what was it, Blue Water, I think, on their Atlas comic, and he put me in touch with the guy behind Blue Water. I think it was Blue Water at the time, and I ended up drawing 10th Muse because of and like it's just one of those things where this was probably 15 years ago, and then you see the name pop up and you see the ranting, and then you remember a guy from 15 years ago who met at a con. It was cool, and he talked comics and like art, like the same kind of artwork and stuff. But it's just one of those things in passing where it's just strange because it's like, where are you coming from now? It's like what damaged you between then and now that you're like this kind of off the wall? I don't know. It's hard to understand for me.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. As a student of history, like the things like I saw like I don't know the man, so I can't really talk about his character or whatever. I only see what I've seen on Twitter. And a couple of months back, he made a tweet talking about like everybody's doing good comics, yes, including Comicsgate. And then maybe he got a night letter, and that's when he went nuts.
He said, "Oh wow, I did not."
He probably pulled him aside and said, "Do you realize what you just did?"
Exactly.
Well,
so he was overcompensated for that.
Mm-hmm. That is a real thing. Like people get talked to by their higher ups and said, "You do not acknowledge these people." There's a blacklist out there.
I got talked to, and they always go the same. There's two things they always say. I'm saying this for just in case you don't know. Like they're going to educate you. So it's the education thing is usually how it starts. And then if they're really douchebaggery, if there's a lot of douchebaggery, I should say, then they go, you want to be on the right side of history. Right?
Oh, God.
And then I had one guy that actually threatened my Hollywood connections. And he said, if you continue with Comicsgate, nobody will work with you in Hollywood. And I was like, oh, are you going to spread the word? Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are veiled threats. These are like, they're like, we're trying to help you, but you're actually threatening me.
Mafia tactics, man. These are mafia tactics.
They don't realize it either. I think that's the thing. Is they're so
they're
deluded.
Oblivious to it.
Yeah, they think they're so on the right.
You a favor. They think they're helping you while they're threatening you.
Right. So I think
it's obscene.
We all got that. But you know what? I think it's time that we take a little bit of a Pedro break and you do some shreddy guitar, because I don't think Joe's got to hear your guitar playing yet.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's do it.
What? But what do you want to? I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Maiden lately. So
yeah, what's your favorite so we can make requests?
No, I play all sort of
80s and 90s hair bands. What's your favorites? Nice.
Wow.
Yes. I
shredding.
I dabble.
I dabble. That was nice.
Oh, you know what?
Nice.
Yeah, what else people don't know about is like Pedro is a stand-up comedian too. Like you just went in down. You'd say like last night or the night before?
Last night.
Mike night.
Yeah, I drove to Panama City. That's like a 3-hour drive, but the show was really early, so I drove back home. And then everybody, like, the show was people calling, like, are you all right? Are you all right? Drive slowly, because, I mean, the road back here, it's very dark. But it can get kind of dangerous. So, yeah, I can't do stand-up. Like, I'm doing arts book. I'm starting a campaign. Like, I don't want to be interrupted. But they keep calling me. So, yeah,
hey, go for it, man. You're what's the word I'm thinking of? You're more multi-talented is the easy word, but you're like
actually it's divorced, but yeah.
Divorced. Well, it gives you more free time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I always in the back of my mind wanted to attempt stand-up comedy.
Do it.
But like I would have to look more into like how you present and put it together, because there's art to it, not just get up there and try to be funny. Like there's
the most difficult thing about stand-up to me was comedic timing.
There you go. Yeah, getting the timing down and everything.
You can write, like everybody, like if you're a funny dude, like you can write. But then when you're upstage, you're basically like performing a song.
Right.
And it's more like an improv song because you're reacting to how people are reacting to you. For example, yesterday was like really open and the tables were not that close to the stage. So it was really hard to connect. So to start the show, I started like asking questions to people. Like there was a 10-year-old kid, dude, that kid, I destroyed him completely. Like this is gonna hear a lot of fucked up things. If you don't want to lose your daddy, you don't tell your mom you're gonna hear him. And then we started, and then the next comedian came, and it was the night for the kid. The kid was having a great time.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think you have to be like, I don't know, like
all of those creative energies
on stage,
flow
like
together.
Joe and I used to do. Like you can kind of hide behind a mic or the other musicians on the stage, or like drums, you can hide behind the kit, right? But man, stand up, you are bare naked out there, man.
It's horrible.
It's just you.
Well, that's one thing about being a front man that I used to love. It was we would do our songs and stuff, but there would always be 2 or 3 segments during the show, depending on how long we had to perform, where I would have a chance to talk to the people. And like Phil Anselmo was one of my biggest influences, and I used to watch how he would perform with crowds on live shows all the time, so I used to love that, where it's just like the band behind me, they would get their drinks, they just hang out, they talk to each other, and I would just talk to the crowd for a couple minutes, just bullshit. It would just be pure improv. Like I was drunk or stoned, I didn't know what I was doing, I was just up there just bullshitting with the crowd, but I loved it. Like that was fun, and that was just me and the mic in the crowd, and then I'd go back into a song and we'd do a set and like all that kind of stuff.
I mean, if you do crowd work, stand up might come easy to you because it's very similar. It's very similar.
Yeah, I was gonna say
maybe one day
if you're good with the crowd, like and you can go one-on-one and you can talk to them. That's a great front man. I've only played it in one band that a guy was like that, just very charismatic and could just BS. And it really does break down that wall, because a lot of bands that I played, we would just play the music, you know what I mean? It's like,
right,
the song is going to be this, or we just wrote this song, and then that would be the introduction. But like there was one guy, Roger Apple, and he could just melt the audience just by talking to them, you know what I mean? And then the music was almost like icing on the cake. It was more just to see that guy. One, he was really good looking, and 2, like, he was really good with the crowd. The women loved him.
Good looking charisma is like butter.
Yeah. Being a looker helps. Yeah. Now I've been ugly on stage, and it's really hard.
The good old days.
The good old days. Well, one of these days, man, we're gonna get that gray band together, and we're gonna do like a Comics Gate present.
Yeah, dude. That would be
I'll be the cowbell in the back.
Yeah. Do the lead tambourine thing.
Yeah,
lead tambourine.
Yeah, we'll play No Fear the Ripper.
Yeah. You can count it off like every song.
2, 3, 4.
Exactly. So, you want to get into the Dinklage,
Peter.
Yeah, little Peter.
Little Peter.
Well, we have to get into this because Pedro wanted to veer away from it. So, it had like there's a lot of aspects to this because, like, when I read it first off, my thought was Peter Dinklage.
Not to interrupt, but I'm going to take a break. Keep going.
We'll run our mouths for a little bit till you get back. But
yeah, tell me what you thought, Clint, because I've heard two different people talk, or 2 different takes on this whole thing.
Yeah.
About Dinklage. So tell me what you think, and I'll tell you what I think.
My first thought when I heard it is this dude is as famous as any A-list celebrity right now. Like Peter Dinklage is up there with Brad Pitt, John Hamm, George Clooney, like Peter Dinklage is at that level.
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody
Absolutely.
knows who that dude is.
Yep.
And so Disney is going to bring in a movie. And Disney movies are huge, and they're going to bring 7 dwarves in. So what does that mean? 7 midgets. Well, Peter Dinklage is the #1 midget or small person, whatever you want to call him. If you want to be PC, whatever. He's the #1 in the world. Like, he is your Brad Pitt. He is your Johnny Depp. He is your George Clooney. Like, he is his biggest star. And there's never been a big, huge star that's been a small person or a midget.
Yeah, not of his size.
No,
But not of his stature.
Like, everybody knows who he is. Everybody knows
exactly.
who he is.
I have one thing to say, Clint,
Yep.
to that statement that he's the most famous little person. What you talking about, Clint?
No, well, yeah. But he was a little kid. What you talking about?
Actor-wise, because
Willis?
Dinklage is actually a very good actor.
Yeah,
You know, like
And
I have
this
a
has
theory.
nothing to do with ripping. I think he's very talented. I think
have
he
a
got this
theory.
deservedly so. But I don't
well,
think he
continue with
wants
what
to
you were
share
saying
it.
because
Well, wait. I have a theory real quick before I forget.
Yep.
Okay, so I think Peter Dinklage
Oh, Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis, Willow.
is a guy. He doesn't take those kind of roles. He wants to think of himself as not that, right? So
He
he
is.
just plays
Yep.
characters. So like he was like one of the publishers or writers or whatever in Elf. You know what I mean? Like all
Yep.
these things. Like he just plays a guy, or
Right.
a character, and so he doesn't take like roles that are like, oh, this is for a dwarf or a midget or whatever the proper terminology is for it. So where he's coming from, that's fine. That's your philosophy. That's your take. But you know what? It's just like when Johnny Depp took the Tonto role in that Disney's Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
He tried to, I'm 1/4 Blackfoot or whatever, which is just bullshit, right?
Yeah.
What they could have done, what Disney could have done, just like they did Jay Silverheels in the TV series so long ago. I know the guy's name. Everybody knows that guy is the Tonto, the iconic Tonto, right?
Yeah.
They made history. He is the Hollywood Indian. You know what I mean? Like I know that guy. So Hollywood, Disney had an opportunity to cast a Native American in this role of Tonto, which is iconic. In turn, that actor could have been iconic, right? He could have represented the Native Americans. He could have been that guy. Instead, they whitewashed it and gave it to Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah.
So this is kind of this
Hypocrisy.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Peter Dinklage is kind of railing, what he seems like he's railing against, but in all actuality, what he's really doing is he's limiting somebody to become as big as he is.
That's how I saw it. Is,
right.
This is Peter Dinklage keeping 7 small people, midgets, whatever you want to call them, out of work.
Right.
To make sure that he is the #1.
Yeah.
Like
those 7 doors are fired.
Yep.
Right
I
now.
was just going to say because there's not that many roles.
Now they're magical
in movies,
creatures.
and when you get a chance, they're actors. They want to work. They clearly don't
a big Disney
worry
movie.
about taking those kind of roles. So you just took a big movie, exactly, Clint. You took a big movie out of the hands of 7 actors that could have gone in there.
7 guys that could have stole a little bit of his thunder.
So
Exactly.
Peter Dinklage is standing on the heads of those little people. Sorry, I can't do
about
that.
it. Like one of my favorite movies is Time Bandits. And there are a group of midgets that steal the fucking movie. They are the movie. There's one little kid, but there's all these little people, and they're absolutely charming. They're amazing. They're fun. They're great actors, and they entertain you for 2 hours. So why the hell would somebody think that you couldn't do that with the 7 Dwarfs? They're already iconic, right?
I don't see how it's demeaning.
There's a lot
honestly.
of people.
There's nothing demeaning about the role where Peter Dinklage would have to stand up for the dwarf community or whatever. Like it was some unprogressive thing.
Yeah, they're basing the 7 Dwarfs is based on German mythology where dwarves are miners. That's not
exactly. I mean, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat are mentioning Warwick Davis, and I think this is the difference. Like Warwick Davis, I don't think he ever got as big as a star as Peter Dinklage has become now.
No,
but
he was
Warwick
a lot of
Davis,
movies.
like people are mentioning how he created.
I mean, Willow
like he was famous.
Iconic.
Yeah, he was famous because people knew who he was. So Willow, the Leprechaun, the Harry Potter movies, whatever else he might have been in. I love Warwick Davis because of Willow. Willow's a great movie. I
think Warwick Davis did a lot to like build up, like try to get other small actors, small people, midgets, roles and stuff. Whereas this seems like Peter Dinklage is like, I'm a big star right now. Don't fuck it up for me.
True.
Here's
the thing I don't understand is that just when you step back, little people have been acting for forever. The Wizard of Oz, whatever. And there's a lot of people out there. George Lucas, was one of them that liked putting them into his movies, and he gave a lot of them jobs. Money in their pockets, steady work. And I don't see why it's looked at now like it's a bad thing, like they're being either misrepresented or put down and used in some kind of way.
Thing. I think that he made it about himself.
Well, there's two things. Okay, so one, just to clarify, he said that they live in a cave. They don't live in a cave. They work in a cave. They had a beautiful little house. It might have been a little dirty, and Snow White cleaned it up with all those little, forest creatures, but it was a nice house, right?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, the dwarves are somewhat the heroes of the story. They look after the girl. They actually, they try to fight as much as they can. And if you wanted to change the story or add to it, you could make them even more heroic than the Disney animated cartoon of the past.
Actually, I think Disney is getting in trouble here.
There's absolutely no shame in it. There's no being cast. There's nothing. These are iconic, happy, dopey. Everybody knows Doc. They know all these characters, right? There's no shame attached. But by doing what Dinklage did, is he fucked it up for Disney, because now if they were to cast 7 little people or whatever, then he's gonna go on his little rant, and he's gonna cast shade on them, and he's gonna say, how dare they?
You're killing Pedro. You're killing him.
Here's the thing, and I see Statistical Zero brought it up too. Like the Lord of the Rings movies, they cast actors because they wanted specific portrayals of the characters, and I understand that. But what they did do is they did hire little people to do a lot of the stand-in stuff. So they still provided a lot of jobs for little people to come in. And I've watched a lot of the behind the scenes, the extended versions making of those movies, and those people were treated great. They had great relationships. They had, and they were paid well. And they still had a big part in that movie.
They literally couldn't get away with that in today's day and age. They would get crucified for that.
But what I was going to say is, like, in a movie like Snow White, I would rather see actual little people play dwarves than miniature, regular people, if that's what you want to call them, shrunk down or whatever, playing those characters. Or what they're doing is possibly making them magical creatures and taking the dwarves completely out of what Snow White is. It's not even Snow White anymore. Just make it a completely different movie.
Why make it at that point?
I mean, the real problem this is not looking at is that Snow White became the maid of the 7 dwarfs, and they hired a Latino actress to play the maid of the dwarfs.
Good point.
That's a bigger problem, I think, more so than
every time they try to do something.
They screw it up even worse.
Yeah, they screw it up so bad because they're so blinded by whatever they're trying to do, gender bent or race bent the characters or whatever. They screw it up because they're so blinded by that stuff. And they don't think of certain things like that. And that's a great point. Like
the M&Ms thing. It's like, don't virtue signal. Just matter of fact. Just do it. Because as soon as you go, aren't we great? We got a Latina, playing the lead role of Snow White. Then all of a sudden, that's all everybody sees. They see, Disney's, they're these great people. This is a handout to the Hispanic,
we need a handout,
and all that shit, But it's short-sighted. It doesn't get anywhere. Like if you wanted to do it, just do it, make it matter of fact, put it out there, let people think what they're going to think, right? And then damage control after. But they try to virtue signal and they try to do this stuff all up front. But like you said, Joe, it ends up becoming a clusterfuck because you can't do it. You can't be fair all the time. You can't, put this person in a spotlight and not maybe disparage this other. Life is not fair. We cannot make it fair. Our judicial system, we try our hardest. We try to make the same rules for everybody apply, those things. But life itself is not fair. You know what I mean? It just isn't, and it will never be. So when they start doing this stuff and talking this way, it's a pointless pursuit. It really is. And they're going to fuck themselves each and every time with this because everybody's already predicting doom and gloom on this. This whole
project is like canceled before they even started.
Made the movie. The movie's done. Nobody wants to see it.
This whole movement too is hurting actual acting and art and storytelling because the cool thing about acting is that you don't have to be that specific thing to have a good portrayal of it. You don't have to be a specific race. You've seen a lot of actors take on a character where they're not that race, but they they tried their best to do it, but the performance was there, and that's the point of it. The story is to give a performance, to give a story,
Rock in
connect
anything.
with the crowd.
There's not a lot of Samoan lead roles, but
for example, who else could play Scarface?
I was thank you. That was going to be my point. I was going to Al Pacino. That was going to be my point. He wasn't Cuban or whatever he was supposed to be, but he pulled the role off, right? Exactly. And nobody was really complaining. And no one really thinks like, oh, that's demeaning to like the Cuban community.
Dude, down here in Latin America,
what if it came out today?
Exactly. And that's what most people feel. It's whatever small minority that's running entertainment is really blinded in this thinking of what they're trying to do. And then
there's a section of the population that is blinded in its thinking.
Yeah, two things. They get into this. One, there was this big complaint, like Art said, about whitewashing characters. And I get that. However, if you gender bend or if you race bend a character, a lot of times people will come back and be like, well, it's just a fictional character. So it doesn't matter if it's a white or black or whatever actor. So what's the big deal? I'll be like, well, you're right. What is the big deal then? If you have a white guy play, Johnny Depp play Tonto or whatever, what's the big deal? It's just a fictional character. It's based in a time period, but it's just a fictional character. So what's the issue?
I don't know.
So
the thing is the cost maybe like loses track of logic because the character is called Snow White, right?
Right.
So, white skin. That's
she's called Snow
like very
White.
white skin. Right.
Yeah, exactly. If you hire a Latina,
very
called
fair.
Snow White. The rest of the family hates her.
Right.
It's like why?
He's like the ugly duckling. Is like how like you have all these beautiful little guys, these little guys, and then there's the one that's black, and it's like so Snow White gets ostracized.
Exactly.
Well, and then when you throw race into it, it's just a slippery slope. And
exactly. It changes the tone of everything, then everything you say is just,
it affects.
Yeah, let me get this real quick. Thank you so much, Randy Howe, for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated. Dinklage's take on it, or take is cynically woke. Yeah, definitely. You think he'd be tougher than that, especially growing up with that name? That's pretty funny.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with Clint. I think he's just looking out for himself. He wants to continue to be the number one.
It feels like his manager is like, hey, let's make hay of this. And it's like, I'm super cynical about any kind of stuff from any Hollywood actor. To me, everything comes down to money.
Let me ask you this, okay? This is totally human. What I thought of. What if Dinklage went up for an audition? Like, let's just say, like Happy, or I think he's like the leader right? So he went up for the role, and then he didn't get it.
Yeah.
Or they wanted him to play like one of the lesser characters, like something like that, right? And so
I'm cynical enough to believe that totally.
This is insulting. I'm going to destroy you. I'm bringing down the house of Mouth. Because if you think about what he's done and what he can continue to do to fuck this movie over, it's immense. Like he's already laid down the groundwork, right, to bring down that movie. So
Yeah.
they're already talking, like you guys have mentioned, they're going to be magical entities,
or just even
Dwarfs.
even what money they were offering him. If he didn't like the money they were offering him, because like he is literally a big deal right now.
Yeah, he is. I mean,
if they insulted him, like he's kind of throwing his weight around.
And I really like Dink. I really like that actor.
Like
I really
if
do.
that's what he's doing, more power to him. Like fuck with Disney. Like go all out.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
bring down the House of Mouse. He could hurt them bad.
Yeah.
He's already got like Disney backpedaling and saying they're magical.
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah.
No, if that's what it is, then I'm all Dinklage all the time.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like he played the coolest little person in all of literature. Like Tyrion Lannister, it's a dream job. There's like the witty guy that only know like he always know what to say. Like I really enjoy out of all those series of books, that's my favorite character, and he played it perfectly up until the script went to shit. But
he's a great actor.
He's a great actor.
He's a great actor. You know, I would like to see an Alpha Flight movie made, and I'd love to see Puck. But you know, the guy is such. I mean, he's obviously a head case. He's proven it here. So he's not gonna. It doesn't seem like he would take those roles anyways, because you know he wants to prove that he's an actor, that he doesn't have to play like these niche roles because he is a little person. And you know what? That's fine if that's your personal. That's your personal mission statement, right? That's what you want out of your career. But don't cast shade on a production. Don't belittle the roles for everybody else that might have loved to take on those roles. Oh, that's what they're called, right? What are they called? Oh,
the little.
What are they called? Midgets, dwarves?
Dwarves.
Sorry, little people.
Little people, yeah.
They are little people. You know?
Yeah, they are. They are. Sorry. I told you this topic was too tough for me. Yeah.
But anyway, like we're gonna like scattershot like topics. So I think we've already covered Dinklage, and I mean this might personally work out great for him, but and as a major ego stroke, if you can get a production derailed, cast shade on a production, something like Disney. That's a big ego boost if you're petty and you're small-minded.
I mean, for all it's worth, I'm rooting for him for all that it's worth. But I really don't appreciate the fact that he's denying 7 other little people jobs that might not have the hang up he has. You know, that's his personal problem. And hey, dude, complete support, but you are standing in the way of somebody else to get some money to buy food or whatever. So I don't know. That's the only thing that's rubbing me the wrong way around the knees.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But how much you guys know about this JLA? Like DC is killing off the JLA. They got the Entertainment Weekly cover, I think. Dan Jurgens and Norm Rapman doing the cover.
I just heard about this the other day.
I just saw a piece of artwork, and the perspective is whack.
It's a bad drawing. I'm trying to find it now.
It has a very whack perspective. Like the coffins are at a cenital angle, but the guys have like a different kind of like. I don't know. It's really weird.
This the Death of the Justice League cover.
Yeah.
This is Jurgens too. You probably could have fixed this for him, Art.
I used to. Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah, the perspective is just atrocious.
Yeah, dude. Like he started with an idea and then like abandoned it halfway. Like that's how it feels to me. But
I don't know if I've seen it yet, and it sucks because I actually really like Jurgens.
Oh yeah,
his Superman work.
Back in the day, Jurgens did a lot of good stuff, but
I'm waiting for it. My computer's being slow here.
Yeah, no worries.
Do you guys have an image? Because I have the Entertainment Weekly.
Oh yeah, let me see if I can pull it up and share it.
But it'd be better if I could get an image.
Yeah, please. I don't know. Like, if you made 2 separate drawings, it would be okay. if there were two separate drawings, but in the same composition, it's just what the hell.
Yeah, actually, Todd Knock did a cover similar. It's a down shot and it's in perspective. I mean, all the characters are, in perspective. But man, that Entertainment Weekly cover, holy shit! And Dan Jurgens used to do this thing too. Drive me crazy. It's kind of a Frank Miller thing where there's like a shadow cast, and then like the shadow has a pattern in it, but nothing else does. So when you look at the shadow, and it's only the caskets I think that have a shadow. They're like these. Like, do you have it, Clint?
I've got the article, but it's only got half the picture in it, and then I haven't found the whole image yet.
No, they've cropped it. Wow.
Yeah, they cropped it.
Do you have? Oh, I don't see it. Yeah, Pedro, can you find it? Because my computer's
images.
I think
Entertainment
Weekly. I think I found it. Let me just open it in a new tab. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Share screen.
Well, the thing somebody pointed out, when you flip it upside down, the coffins are giving you the finger.
Yeah.
Which seems appropriate.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. You have it though? Oh,
yeah, I'm sharing it. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, so if you flip that upside down, it's not quite.
It's not quite as friendly as a funeral.
No, that's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah, but the perspective's just wank.
The perspective's atrocious.
And then those weird stylistic shadows, that are on the ground there, it's just bizarre. Like this
not working.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's a bad design. It's a bad drawing. You should know better, Dan.
It's a bad concept. The death. Well, I mean, the death of anything at DC. I mean, they beat that into the ground. Maybe even more than Marvel has with this.
Yeah, it's not even special anymore.
No, it's a joke.
I mean, it's better than turning them gay, but
yeah,
I mean that's a good point.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let's think about what Peter just said. Death of the character is better than turning them gay.
Yeah, in the sense that
this is what DC should do. They had the promotional thing where the fans could vote whether Robin got killed by the Joker or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Now they should have a promotional thing. Do we kill this character or do we make him gay? And let the fans vote.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be
in the sense that I mean, there's a lot of characters that have been like gender swapped or like redefined their sexuality, and not many have died lately.
Yeah.
So this is refreshing for them, I guess.
Let the fans vote.
That's a good point.
Gay, dead, or trans.
Okay, DC is pretty much about let's turn everybody gay.
A dead Superman or a trans Superman, and let the fans vote.
Yeah, it's a multiple choice. Yeah,
exactly. Give the fans what they want.
Or to make the character a midget or a little person.
I'll vote for that one.
That's Peter Dinklage Superman movie.
No, actually, you get two Peter Dinklage Superman for the price of one.
You know what? Let's have Peter Dinklage play Snow White. Let's be really progressive.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me read this. Okay, so 30 years ago, DC Comics killed Superman. I worked all the way up to the countdown of the death of Superman. I got aced out of the actual event, but that's a story for another time.
That's a bullshit move.
From this far off vantage point, we know that the Man of Steel got better eventually, but after being beaten to death by the monster Doomsday in the pages of Superman 75, Clark Kent was gone from the DC Comics for almost a full calendar year. His absence felt real. DC loves to homage anniversaries like this, such as when they published the 2005 crossover event Crisis timed to 20th anniversary of Crisis on Infinite Earths. They are saluting 30 years of the death of Superman in style over. I didn't know that that's This is a tribute to the death of Superman by killing the Justice League. Oh,
yeah, that's the first I heard of that. I didn't realize that either.
Yeah,
way to blame it on somebody else.
Yeah, that's really a stretch right there. Over on the CW, Lois and Clark is hinted at the imminent arrival of Doomsday, and in the pages of DC Comics, an even bigger threat is bearing down on the Justice League. This time, more than one hero will die. Ooh.
Wow.
Watch
out now.
Well, let's guess which characters those are. Let's go back to
all the straight white ones.
Well,
actually, no.
I think they've already played their hand here.
So the entire Justice League, you mean?
Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Superman.
It's Jon Stewart, Green Lantern.
Oh, Jon Stewart. Okay, so they off Jon Stewart. That's surprising.
Yeah, surprising.
So
this is my boy.
This is no mystery. We already know who they're going to kill, right?
Hal Jordan is impervious to racism.
Yeah, exactly. Good old Hal.
What if Jon Stewart was killed by the Black Lives Matter movement?
Oh,
Oh, wait.
That would be a twist.
That's a twist nobody saw coming.
Yeah.
Somehow I got bounced out of my.
You might have got bounced out of everything with that comment.
Which superhero character are you? I don't care. But anyway, I think we got enough context. We don't need that article. So DC's doing this as a homage to the death of Superman. That's a stretch, man. That is a stretch.
And let's celebrate with a shitty perspective. Yes.
So the best thing DC can think of is robbing their readers of their 5 icon characters.
They always do this. They always do this with those characters. The main characters. They're like, let's age them out. Let's kill them. Let's do something. And does it ever work? Does it ever stick? Does it ever sell books? I don't think so.
Turning them gay wasn't enough. It's like you got to kill them and bring them back.
Exactly.
I'd say turn them gay, make them midgets or little people, then kill them.
Actually, I think kill them, bring them back gay, and gay little people.
Then turn them into little people.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember those little people in God? What was it called? Phantasm. Remember that movie Phantasm?
Yes, sir.
Those little Jawa dudes, they scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And they had those little packages, those like little containers that I guess were full of those things. Oh my gosh,
dude! Phantasm is a great movie, man.
That movie, I love that movie, man. I dug that movie. But anyway,
all this leads back to is like the creative void that is at the heart of Hollywood, at the heart of comics. Like, there's very few good writers out there. Like, if somebody can actually write something that's entertaining and like that the masses like they should be like kept like a precious stone. Like, there's very few good writers, and that's what all this leads back to is DC doesn't have any good new ideas. Marvel doesn't have any good new ideas. Hollywood doesn't have any good new ideas. It's like, let's revamp this character. Let's kill this character. Let's make this character gay.
When you're scared of being canceled, you can't have a good idea.
Yeah.
The moment you think is the moment you're in danger.
It's a lack of talent, and it's like people just trying to find something to keep themselves employed.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Okay, I just thought of this as you were talking, Clint. Okay, is this the inevitability when corporate takes the creative reins from the creative individuals? So meaning, okay, the way most of these productions would work, like, okay, George Lucas has an idea. It's called Star Wars. He pitches it. It's a brand new idea. Somebody believes in it, and then they green light it, right? Or somebody has a story idea at DC or Marvel for a character, for a storyline, whatever. They pitch it, the entity green lights it, and then they move forward. Well, now what they're doing is they are being creative by committee. They're being creative by corporate.
By focus group, yeah.
I mean, you see it with Star Wars now, where Kathleen does not want to relinquish creative control of Star Wars from all the Lucas, film stuff.
And all this stuff is probably run by focus groups.
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hired the focus groups, right? Because she can't trust herself because she doesn't have creative idea. So then they have to externally go outside. They have to hire people. They have to look for woke ideas. They have to look outside of themselves for all these things. And then they bring those in. And then, oh, I have an idea. Snow White is a Latina. Like whatever these ideas are, then they come up with that. And then that becomes the big brainstorm. But those are creatively bankrupt. They're not story ideas. They're not true creation of character or anything else. So all you get is a superficial take.
It's just crutches it's crutches for people with no talent.
Yeah,
but
it's
mandated by creatively bankrupt individuals.
Oh, 100%.
So my thing is, it might not be the creative people that are writing and drawing these things. They just want to keep their job. When your boss says, we're not going to do dwarves in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs anymore, then creatively you have to figure out a way around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to go, well, what do I do now? I can't.
Magical creatures.
Magical creatures is the answer.
That is so generic.
Like when you guys said, and then you put it out there for a focus group. Why do you think this stuff gets leaked? Because people like us get to talk about it, and then we are their focus group, right? We're just playing right into their hands because you know what? There are a lot of people that actually like dwarves, or there are people that are really on board with magical creatures or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So then that's their focus group. They throw this stuff out there. They get cheap feedback, and then they kind of know where to go, where not to go. But the problem is, I think like Kathleen Kennedy and some of these people, I think their egos are so inflated that even when they get that feedback, they discount it. They don't listen to it. They still think that their idea is great. So they double down on it time after time and just keep creating bankrupt and ideas.
I gotta jump off here and go to Ott and stuff here in about 8 minutes. But I wanted to bring up that I was listening to Clownfish earlier today, and they brought up a point about the magical creatures, and it made complete sense that most likely they'll probably do stereotypical creatures that have something to do with whatever race, each creature will represent stereotypically a race or a gender or whatever. And it's just like, even when they try to do what they think is progressive, they still do it wrong because all you're doing is promoting stereotypes. Because you can't really promote a race without jumping into stereotypes. That's the problem. You can't if you just booked or you cast people to be a good role or a good actor for that role, that's all you have to do. You start like trying to do this, trying to do that. Like, I need to represent the black community. We need to represent the gay community. This is where it's
a slippery slope.
And now we're gonna do all these stereotypes, so people know that this character is supposed to be black, that this character is supposed to be gay, that this character is supposed to be that, and it's just like they continue to step in it, because they do more damage than they do good.
Well,
but they can't see it.
While you were saying that, Joe, I was thinking, okay, so Hollywood doesn't want to create new IP or new ideas. They just want to take old and then plug something in. But at the same time, they try to do something that is probably worse than taking a chance on something new.
Exactly.
They take the Seven Dwarfs out of the equation, and then to them, they look at that as a creative endeavor, right? They look at like, well, how do we get around the Seven Dwarfs? Oh, we do magical creatures. What are we going to do? Each one of them has the personality traits of this seven. One is allergic to things and sneezing all the time.
Oh, right.
One doesn't speak. One is happy. One is a doctor, so on. One's grumpy. You know what I mean? So each one of these magical creatures. And then they pitch it and they sell it and they convince themselves like, we'll be able to market 7 brand new characters. And they'll be ours.
True.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be ours.
Well, and think of the residuals for that. The creatives that create.
I gotta go, guys. Great conversation. Love being here. Talk to you later.
Yeah, Joe.
Think of the residuals for anybody who's on the team that creates those new characters.
Magical.
Like that's like they'll market the shit out of those. That's
exactly
the thing. Because it's not the Seven Dwarfs anymore. These are 7 new characters that were created by this creative team.
But
So they're
gonna have like half-shaven heads. I mean, those characters are gonna have like half-shaven heads, and they're gonna be like, instead of woke, it's gonna be like loudmouth, obnoxious, my rights, respect women. Like that's gonna be their names. Like I don't know. Like right now, Hollywood production seems like they're fighting like they're fighting a piece of shit. Like as hard as you try, you're gonna end up smeared because nothing good is coming out of there, man. No. Nothing good. Just it's horrible.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think when you create by committee, and these powerful people are delusional and they're convinced that they have brilliant ideas, you're going to keep getting these things. So I think the Pontificators kicked some ass today. I think we kind of figured out, in a deeper way, why some of these things are happening. Because it is a major ego boost, to that corporate person. They can also justify to their superiors, like Kathleen Kennedy, with taking it like, oh, well, we want a strong female character to be the lead, of the new Star Wars franchise going forward. And we want, a black character, that's a lead, and whatever their mandates were. And then creatively you have to create within that confines those ideas. But in the meantime, this transcends George's original vision, right? And then on top of that, they spit on all that stuff, and they literally killed them. And they have a line that says, destroy it, burn it down if you have to.
Yeah.
Like that is contempt. That is so awful. But if you think about it, it makes perfect sense from their point of view. You know what I mean? From a corporate person's point of view, that can't get out of their own way and can't trust a creative entity to come in, pitch a new idea, and then roll with it. No one has that kind of faith in the creative process anymore.
Yeah, they can't control it. Like
exactly,
they're coming from a place of control. Like it's my idea, and then you develop it, but you have to remember it's my idea.
Right.
It's just like it's. I mean, it's like a stillborn way to produce things.
Oh yeah.
And trying to animate a dead baby.
Yeah, you can't do anything. Yeah,
there's like the good creators out there that could probably run with something and have so many hurdles in front of them that they can't get their original like good idea out there because it's getting shot with 1,000 arrows before it ever even gets to the finish line. So
yeah. Greenlight a new idea. There's plenty of IPs here at Comicsgate. There's all kinds of stuff out there that you could take a chance on. And you know what? You're going to exploit all of us anyway. So why not? I mean, development money practically is non-existent with most stuff anyway. So
Hollywood is always going to be hungry for those good ideas. Like it doesn't matter where it comes from. Like they're starving for good ideas. And
right, but they don't know it because they think they have the next.
They always think that, but then they're always looking. There's always some feelers out there. Like it might not be perfect, but they are looking.
Yeah, they still do. Jam Create says possible names for the dwarf replacement: easy, sleazy,
squeezy, and greasy,
greasy, slutty.
Yeah. I want slutty dwarf.
Yeah,
there needs to be some female dwarfs.
You need to bring slutty dwarf into your next slave.
I'm doing a dwarven story, so maybe Peter Dinklage will come after me the next. Like, I don't know. So look at that.
Your depiction of little people.
Yeah, exactly.
You incent
my next book, The 7 Slutty Dwarfs.
Well, you know what? I'm sure there are pornos that are like
oh yeah,
wars or whatever.
I mean, I saw porn on Snow White.
Okay, I need some feedback. How do you say this person's name?
Lakim Amir.
Lakim Amir.
Lakim.
Or is it an L at the front? I thought it was an
It's an L.
Lakim Amir.
Lakim
Amir.
Okay, thank you for the $5, Lakim. I do appreciate it. A few days ago, I said on Facebook, I'm black and don't want a black Joker, and was swarmed.
Of course.
It's lazy writing and pandering.
Yeah,
because they're convinced that, like, what people want to see is representation, like pure representation. And back to like when I was pitching in Hollywood, I would get this like with Chrono Mechanics, like everybody's got a point of view, right? And they said they said, where are the women? Where are the, and I was like, well, there aren't any. And they're like, okay. And then they were saying, would you be opposed to making these characters children? And I was like, they're workers. They get put through the rigors. They have a boss that cracks the whip. They take a lot of abuse. Like it's basically a working man's, kind of idea. And they were like, our test groups say that there's representation. Like kids like things that are like they can see other kids. You know what I mean? Like the main characters are about their age, and everything else. And I said to him, when I was a kid, there was none of that. Like the Scooby-Doo gang, they were older than I was, probably by 10 years or whatever it was. They were driving cars and stuff like that. I didn't care. Like I didn't go, well, there's nobody my age. Then you watch Super Friends and you're like, where are the kids? Where's my age being represented? There weren't any cartoons that had that, but we still watch them. They were very successful, so why all of a sudden did this corporate, focus group decide like, oh, well, we need more representation. Kids need to see kids. So then all of a sudden you have like these kid-centric cartoon shows, that all these kids, are doing these things. But I'll tell you right now, most of them are they get into morally bankrupt territory. Why do I know? Because my daughter watched all those, like Billy and Mandy and all these shows. It's because they're you can't have them act like children, otherwise it's boring, or you can't bring edge to it. So if you bring an older character to it, you don't have to worry about the same morality that if it's a 7 or a 10-year-old, character playing, because then all of a sudden it seems inappropriate. It seems like those characters are brats. You know what I mean? Like they're out of control, that they need a good spanking or whatever, they need discipline or whatever it is. And so then you have all these characters, these kid characters that are just like undisciplined brats, basically, in these cartoon shows. And so I was like, I don't think that's the answer either. But you smash cut to current day, and then you see everything is that. Like how can an African American, a black person, enjoy this show when there's no black person as the lead? I don't know. They've done it in the past. We've done that before.
I enjoyed Vikings.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Or like why
And the other thing is, like, you don't need to turn the Joker black. You need to create there's a ton of cool black characters out there. Black Panther showed the way. There's more black superhero characters out there. Do more of that.
Yeah.
But have we heard anything about? Well, they got Blade going now.
Dude, Static Shock. To me, like in the travesty, the Static Shock.
Exactly.
Like Shell. Dude, that's an amazing character.
Yeah, that's a great character. Yeah, and that character transcends color, race.
And Black Panther showed you the way. It's like there's a huge market for this. It's like just run with it, but there's a hesitancy. Oh, like Black Panther was a fluke or something. It's like, no, there's a huge audience for black superheroes.
Dude, like Luke Cage took the series took this like Martin Luther King twist by the end. Like it's not needed. Like I read Luke Cage during the Heroes for Hire, like in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And dude, it was an awesome book. Like Daniel Rand, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, dude, it was awesome.
I love Iron Fist.
Yeah, like they have a revolving roster. You had like characters that I haven't seen ever again, like the Knights of Wundagore, Lair, like Lord Delphis. I mean, it was awesome. Like I was collecting that, and dude, Luke Cage was the shit.
Yeah.
Well, let me read this because I think this is my point earlier. This is Ray Storman. Kids need to see characters that they can look up to and be inspired by.
Yeah. And that presents race.
Yeah. I remember this was just a little thing, but I remember this psychologist talking about like parents were with their kids, they would take a knee and they would get down on their kids' level, and then they would talk to them like you're on my level, But the guy said it's not good. They need to literally look up to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not on their level. They are not on your level. They need to look at you in that light for guidance, for
aspirational
leadership. Yeah, all those things. And if you're just like them, then it doesn't work. I remember like my wife and I were always like, we didn't like parents that said, I want my kid to be my friend. And I was like, your kids have friends. There's only one father and there's only one mother that they're ever going to have. So why would you want to diminish your affiliation, your relationship with your child by saying you're their friend? That demeans who you are. That demeans what your relationship is to those children.
And destroys your role. Destroys your role as a guide. Because basically, parents are there to guide the children. And let them know the way. Because when you're on your own making the decisions you should make, you're informed by what your parents taught you. Not school, not what because you imitate what you see. And if you're his friend, then it's like, hey, this guy's no guide. I'm on my own. And there comes like I hate you, dad. And then you see the girl in like America's Wildest Videos or whatever. Pumps and poles and
yeah. This is pretty funny too. Disney presents Snow White and the 7 diverse women, anti-patriarchy, represented fairies, dwarf.
Oh, nice. Way to go. That Aviate something or another. Aviator Surge. That's good.
Golf claps.
Well, you guys, let's wrap it up. It's well after 9. I think we did a lot of damage tonight. I think we entertained the people.
We did.
And we're going to do these rapid fires more often.
Oh, yeah.
That was good. It was good.
Yeah. And you guys, thank you so much, everybody in the chat that's hung out with us for the last 2 hours. And thanks for the super chats, you guys. You guys are very generous. Thanks for all the support. Rocks. And thanks, Clint. Thanks, Pedro. And thanks to Joe for stopping by and adding his 2 cents. So we'll see you next week with another Pontificators. You guys all take care. Oh, and tomorrow night, we have a professionals, and it's going to be what is it called? The Broyales? Battle Royale. So what we're going to do is, you know how it's Mark Polton. I forget the other 2 guys that did the CG wrestling match.
Oh yeah, they got the wrestling.
What we're going to do is they put one together for just like the Kings. So the 6 of us are going to kick the shit out of each other, and we each have like little promos for the show. So if you guys want, go to. I know Graham Nolan's got his up there. It's really funny. I just put one up this morning. Billy has his up, and I
saw Billy. He came out of like he was out hunting in a field for like geese or something, and he comes out of a blind and he's full camo. Yeah, that's damn impressive.
Bro, okay. Well, okay. So I think Andy Smith is just straight up like he just talking smack. Like, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to talk you.
Full wrestler mode.
Yeah, full wrestler mode. And so then I thought Graham's was pretty cool, where he's in the middle of a cemetery. It's snowing.
Oh, I saw that too.
And then he says his spiel. You know, he promotes the show, and then he says, "I bet you're wondering why I'm in the middle of the cemetery. It's because this is where you're all going to be buried after I kick you."
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So he actually threatens us, you know, in the form of death. But I guess Billy did too, because he had that rifle out.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, so mine is like I play war drums. So I have the drums out. I go, can you hear that? Can you hear that? Those are the drums of war. I'm coming for you, Gucci. I'm coming for you, Nolan. I'm coming for you, Smith. I'm coming for you, Lupresti, and I'm coming for you, Frega. You know, so yeah, we're just gonna have a lot of fun with it. So it starts tomorrow night, 8 Eastern time, and it's gonna be on Pop EXP, I think. It's one of Billy's channel. It's Niall putting it together. So yes, and also you guys, Pirate Queen 2 Go back that right.
Pirate Queen 2 is in demand, and I have just launched the sign-up list for Slave Girl from Planet X. You can find the link in the comments, or you can just find me on Twitter. The link is in my pinned tweet. So links to all that, and you can get the discount tier. But yeah, that's the next book that's coming up in the old Mayhem Comics universe.
Yes, and Pedro has oh my God,
Tropical Magic.
Tropical Magic.
There you go.
We're gonna get it tattooed on Art's arm.
Oh my God. Yeah, for some reason I'm having a hard time with it. So
right.
that is also, the link is in the description. So actually, Danky Frankie, thank you for putting it in the chat.
Thank you. You're a beast, sir.
Yeah. Go sign up. Go sign up for that. Go sign up for Clint's. And we're so close with Black and White to 100K. Let's get that to 100K.
Oh, yes.
And I'm gonna throw down a really cool stretch goal for you guys. I'm still trying to figure out something cool enough for 100K. So and thanks for the backing today during this show. You guys are the best. And I'll see you tomorrow on the Professionals. We're gonna spill some ink and maybe some blood. Who knows?